Thanks for tuning in and welcome to this week's review of Pirates of the Caribbean 3 starring Johnny Depp, Orlando Bloom, and Keira Knightley.
All that remains is where they make their final stand.
Will you marry me?
I don't think now's the best time!
It's hard to tell which movie people are more amped to see. When I went to see Spider-Man 3, the crowd was pretty pumped up before the movie, and while we're waiting for Pirates 3 to start, just before the movie started, someone actually got the slow clap to work, and I think that's the first time I've ever seen that work in real life. Pirates 3 starts in the exact opposite way Spider-Man 3 did. This movie rocks you right out of your seat and has an extremely strong beginning. I was very happy to see it start with a jolt and go from there. This does have one of the better beginnings that I've seen in a while. As you all know, the cast and crew are all back for this movie, and it is an excellent cast. There are two new mentionable characters played by Chow Yun-fat and Keith Richards, who looks as young as ever. All the acting is pretty good in this movie. Keira Knightley looks incredible and does a great job of carrying a good part of this movie. I loved her in Domino, and this was another great performance. This movie actually is pretty heavy on the humor, and most of the humor does work pretty well too. There are quite a few good laughs. And I must say, it's kind of tough for me though sometimes with the Pirates franchise because this movie has so many different things going on with it. Sometimes it's serious, and then it's funny, and then it has the whole fantasy / supernatural aspect as well. It is a very unique mix they've been able to put together with the Pirates franchise. And I usually like a movie to stay with one tone throughout, but the Pirates franchise is able to pull all this off pretty well. As some of you may already know, the second and third editions of Pirates were filmed at the same time, like the Lord of the Rings franchise. This does help the storyline go from 2 to 3 smoothly. The only problem for me is it's been about a full year since I've seen the second one, so I was trying to remember what I could from it because they are so linked together. So if you can, watch 2 again before going. It may help you a little bit when watching the third installment. The pacing of the movie is really good early and late. The only problem is in the middle of the movie, and it's not a big deal, but it is very hard to make a movie that's creeping up on the 3-hour mark and make it move fast all the way through. Again, it's nothing really bad, but some of you may notice it. The execution of the movie is done very well. The story is laid out nicely, and it does do a good job of keeping you guessing about how some of the things are going to play out. It is a pretty entertaining movie all in all. The special effects are done nicely, and there are some great shots in this movie. When it comes to the ending, I thought this was one of the strongest points of the movie. It does throw you a curveball or two, and that's what I really like, when a movie does keep you unsure of what may happen. I liked the way the movie ended, and the crowd did as well. People did applaud after this movie, and I figured they would. If you liked either of the first 2 movies, then you shouldn't have any major complaints with this one. Although I personally believe the first movie was by far the best one. It's very tough to make any sequel better than the original. This movie at least doesn't drop the ball, and I think this franchise will keep rolling along at least for a little while. It is called At World's End, but I definitely don't think this means it's the Pirates' End. These are 3 solid movies, and the third one did a pretty good job of living up to the hype. For an overall rating, I give Pirates of the Caribbean At World's End 3.5 stars.